Hey there, it's that time of year again. It's starting to warm up outside, so today I'm going to be showing you 5 of my family's all-time favorite pasta salads. These pasta salads have simple ingredients in them, they're easy to throw together, and they're all crowd pleasers, so I hope you enjoy it, and let's go get started. We have to start today off with the best ever Italian pasta salad. So to begin, to my pot of boiling water, I'm adding 8 ounces of my rotini pasta, or you could use any type of shaped pasta you like. I am going to cook this pasta according to the box instructions. While our pasta is cooking away, over to my cutting board, I'm going to cut up this little section of an English cucumber. Next, I'm cutting up about 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and then 10 slices of salami, 1/4 a cup of artichoke hearts, and about 1.5 cups of cherry tomatoes. I do want to show you this little trick that I love doing for pasta salad. So I did this for all of the pasta salads in today's video actually. After the noodles are cooked, I like to place them in my over the sink strainer, and then I rinse them off with cold water. This stops the cooking process and it makes your noodles cool down in no time at all. So now I just added those noodles into my bowl along with all of the ingredients that we just cut up. Next, I tossed in this little can of sliced black olives that I drained, and then for the dressing, I chose to use this Olive Garden Italian dressing. I used about 3/4 cup of that, or you could use any type of Italian dressing that you love. I do also want to let you know the beauty of this video is you could add any ingredients you like or subtract ingredients for any of these recipes, and the recipes will still turn out amazing. So here's the finished product after I chilled our pasta salad for about an hour. It has amazing flavor. All of the ingredients combined are delicious. This is definitely one of my family's favorite pasta salads. Now we're making this beautiful Orzo Feta pasta salad. To begin, to my pot of boiling water, I'm adding in about 8 ounces of Orzo pasta. I'm cooking it according to the box instructions. While our Orzo is cooking away, we are going to start on our dressing. So to this little bowl, I added in 2/3 cup of olive oil, 1/3 cup of red wine vinegar, the juice from 1 lemon, a tablespoon of honey, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk all these ingredients together. I'll set our dressing to the side. We're going to start on the veggies now. So I'm going to slice 2 cups of cherry tomatoes, 1/2 of a red onion I'm slicing up. I'm going to dice up a part of an English cucumber, and that is it for these veggies. It's pretty simple, but all of them together are so delicious. So now I have our orzo that I cooked and I rinsed with cold water so it's no longer hot. I added it to my bowl along with all of those vegetables that we just cut up. Then you're going to add in about 1/2 cup of crumbled feta, and then this is optional, but I do like to add in fresh basil. If you don't have fresh basil on hand, you don't have to add it in, but I added about 1/4 cup of that fresh basil. And then I added in our dressing. I am going to stir this all together and let it refrigerate for about an hour. Here's our pasta salad ready to devour. The best way that I could explain this one to you is it kind of has like a light, fresh summer taste about it. It is amazing, and that homemade dressing is out of this world. I really think you would love this one. Now we're making this Hawaiian mac salad, and you cannot knock this recipe until you try it. It's really good. To begin, to my pot of boiling water, I added in 8 ounces of elbow noodles. I just let those cook away, and while they're cooking, I'm going to start on our veggies. I have my cheese shredder / veggie shredder right here. I got it from Amazon, and I'll leave it linked for you in my description box. I've gone through so many different shredders, and this one's by far my favorite. I am just shredding up 1 large carrot, just like this, and I'm also going to be shredding up about 3 tablespoons of my white onion. Now that we're finished with our vegetables, I'm pulling out my big bowl and I'm adding in our cooled macaroni noodles to that bowl. Then you're going to be tossing in the onion and the carrot that we just shredded up. The next ingredient that you'll be tossing in is about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Go ahead and stir this together really well. Then I'm going to set it to the side while we work on the dressing. This dressing really truly is so simple to make. All it is 1 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of milk, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I whisked those ingredients together. As you could see, we're pouring that dressing right into the noodle mixture, and then I am going to stir this all together. This pasta salad does need to set up in the fridge for a little bit longer, so I'm going to cover the top with cling wrap, and this will chill in our refrigerator for at least 2 hours. Here's our Hawaiian mac salad. This goes alongside perfectly with any dinner, especially like barbecue pulled pork or anything like that. My family really likes this one. The first time I ever tried a pasta salad like this, it was a few years ago, and I fell in love with it ever since. Now we're making a really fun one, this BLT pasta salad. So to begin, to my pan on the stove, I'm going to be adding about 5 to 6 strips of bacon, and we're going to cook that bacon through. You could also use pre-cooked crumbled bacon if you wanted to as a substitute of cooking your own bacon. Just do whatever you like. But while our bacon's cooking away, I am going to boil up about 8 ounces of rotini. Once our bacon cooked through, I just removed it to a separate plate and crumbled it up. Now that our pasta is cooked through, I am going to drain our pasta and let it completely cool down. Now it's time to assemble our pasta salad, so I added those noodles into our bowl. Next, I'm going to be adding in a 1/2 of a red onion that I diced, 1 avocado that I cut into smaller cubes, 5 ounces of cheddar cheese that I also cut into smaller cubes. Now you'll toss in the bacon that we cooked up a little bit earlier, and then a 1.5 cups of sliced cherry tomatoes, and we can't forget about our lettuce. I have about 3 cups of romaine lettuce that I cut into small pieces. And then lastly, I'm adding in our ranch. I'm using the Olive Garden Parmesan ranch, and about 3/4 cup of it, but seriously, use any type of ranch that you love. I gave this a really good stir, and then it was time to serve it up. Of course, if you're not eating it right in that moment, just keep it in your fridge to store it. But this pasta salad is 10 out of 10. It is definitely a crowd pleaser. It has all the best ingredients in it, including, the bacon. It's just really good. This street corn pasta salad will absolutely knock your socks off. So to begin, to my pot of boiling water, I'm adding in my 8 ounces of pasta. I use this type of pasta, but you could really use any type of pasta you like. While I have our noodles cooking away, I'm going to start on our corn. So to my hot pan on the stove, I'm adding my drained 15-ounce can of corn. You're going to want to char the corn at this point. This is going to give the corn so much extra flavor. I just did it for about 5 minutes total. If you don't have time to char your corn, you could totally skip that step and just add your drained can of corn into this recipe. But now I'm going to cut up our vegetables. I cut up about 1.5 cups of cherry tomatoes, a 1/2 of a red onion, an avocado, and 1 jalapeno. Now we're getting started on our homemade dressing. It is so good. You just wait and see for yourself. But to this little bowl, I added a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Next, I added in the juice from 1 lime. And then the seasonings that we're going to be tossing in, it's just a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, an 1/8 teaspoon of cumin, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk all of these ingredients to combine. Now that we're finished making up this dressing, I'm going to set it to the side. I placed our pasta noodles into this bowl, and we're going to be adding in all of the vegetables that we cut up earlier. You're also going to be adding in about 1/4 cup of fresh chopped cilantro, and then 1 cup of drained and rinsed black beans. Now I'm going to be tossing in the corn that we charred earlier, and then pour in the dressing that we just made up. Give this a really good stir, and then you could place this in your refrigerator to refrigerate, or you could eat it immediately, but just keep it in the fridge to store it. This is optional, but my family really does love this queso fresco cheese crumbled on the top. If you don't want to use queso fresco cheese, you could of course leave the cheese out, or you could use pepper jack cheese as a substitute, but oh boy, this pasta salad is full of bold flavor. You are not going to regret making this one. It is absolutely so good, and it's so filling. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I would love to have you here, so go ahead and subscribe down below the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.